What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to the lab for another edition. This is your full breakdown and prediction video. Back in the crappy Apex again. We got a main event of Belal Muhammad versus Gabriel Bonfim. So, yeah, we were in Macau last week. Did great. One of the best prediction cards for me this year. We did really good last week. Ended the month very strong, and let's keep that momentum going. This card is, a little shaky, just like last week, but we gotta suffer through it to put up with. We gotta put up with this in order to get that big White House card. Hopefully that White House card next week turns out to be all it's bargained for. Putting us through these rough couple weeks here from Macau back to the crappy Apex. But hopefully we can have some good bouts here in this little card we got here. Let's kick it off with the first fight here. We got Caitlin Souza versus Ariane Carnelossi. Starting off with two feisty Brazilians here. These two are very similar in size and their stats. I'm gonna trust Souza to be more active and have the better hands out of these two. It's gonna come down to that, and I'm gonna trust Caitlin Souza from what I've seen from both of them. Unless she gets taken down. If she gets taken down and or held up against the corner, which I hope by this point she's learned not to. Yeah, I'm not expecting much here, but the best bet is that this does reach round two, because I do think it's gonna go into the later rounds or probably the whole full fight. But give me Souza to win here by TKO in the later rounds. Not putting much thought into this. Yeah, it's a whatever fight in the Apex to start it off. All right, so the next fight is our OF fight of the night. Jaisla Chavez versus Eunice Dubain. Coming off the Contender Series, 7-0. I'm talking about Jaisla Chavez here. She's undefeated, 7-0. I just feel like she hasn't been tested though. The fights that she has had are questionable opponents, not much talent level. Now Eunice Dubon hasn't really fought high level talent either, but I feel like she has the better hands here, to be honest. She swings with a lot of aggression. She did get finished by Judice in her UFC debut. So I think Eunice has fought better competition, but something tells me that she's hungrier and has better training. But before that, she was on a little more impressive run. She was 6-0 before she had the loss. So, but her opponents, from what I've seen from both of them, have been a little more difficult, and just the way she finishes them. Both of these girls fight with ferocity, man. I mean, they're both very pretty ladies, and they both fight. They both swing for the fences, man. They're here to finish. As far as power and viciousness, I just see Eunice Dubain being more aggressive and landing the bigger shots out of the two. She's already tasted defeat, and knows what it feels like to step inside the octagon. She knows how to be in a legit UFC fight. She knows what to expect. Not sure what we're going to see from Jaisla Chavez. I do think it's going to be a really high contested level. A lot of heavy punches thrown between these two ladies. The best bet for me here is that this fight does not go the distance. Somebody's gonna get caught. Somebody's gonna get caught bad. These two ladies are very hungry, and they're here to throw down. But I think this is gonna be a quick back and forth scrap. I don't see us going too long, and I see Dubin winning by KO early. Yeah, I think these two are gonna throw down heavy. We're gonna see a really good fight here, and yeah, and I expect Eunice Dubin to come out with her hand raised. All right, moving up, the next card, the next fight. Sorry, we got the Monkey King, Jordan Levitt versus Joanderson Brito. The Monkey King is back, guys, and ladies and gentlemen. You know, Jordan Levitt has a weird style, but it works for him. You know, everybody's different. Every fighter's different. Whatever works for you, go ahead and use it. Who are we to critique anybody? Whatever style they have, that is what it is. Anyone that isn't a legit fighter or contender, Jordan Levitt has beat anybody you put in front of him that's not above level talent. He doesn't have the best skills, but he does hold his own. So you got to respect that. So, unlike Jordan Levitt, Joanderson Brito does this for a living. I think he probably trains a little more than Jordan Levitt does, has more experience. He's 6-3 in the UFC. Only L's to like really good fighters, with more experience, of course. But he's been there for a while. This is his 10th UFC fight. Brito's never really been finished, I don't think, in the UFC. Yeah, he trains. This is what he does for a living. So he puts more into it. I think he has better all around hands and kick combinations. I do think this fight's gonna go pretty long. So the best bet is that it reaches round 2, at least. It's gonna be a good chess match here, but I'm gonna favor Joanderson Brito to win here by decision at the end of the day, just because he's a more complete fighter from what I've seen. Yeah, and Jordan Levitt is really good, but when he struggles when he fights guys with that are real talent and have good fight IQ and just guys that are above average fighters, he tends to lose those fights. So I'm gonna say that it's a competitive fight, but he does lose here by decision. All right, next fight we got Priscilla Cochera versus Chelsea Chandler. Chelsea Chandler's 2-3 in the UFC. I don't like that she hasn't fought in over a year. That women's bantamweight inactiveness is not good in my book. But yeah, Priscilla is 13-8. To where Chandler's 6-4. So I mean, I pretty much think the loser of this fight gets the pink slip and is out of the UFC. To be honest with you, not expecting a bright future for either one of these ladies. But yeah, I would say Priscilla's more consistent. She's willing to take a ton of damage in order to give off a shot. Priscilla, if Priscilla gets taken down, she's going to be in a world of trouble here. She's not so good on her back. But yeah, I mean, she trains in Amanda Nunes's gym, so she's going to be ready. She'll be ready. She'll be ready, but I think this is going to be a quick war. I'm not expecting this fight to be too long. I do think Priscilla's going to end up winning by KO. I don't know if it's late or not. So, but I'm going to take Priscilla Cochera to win, and that's going to be my best bet. Priscilla on the money line. Can't believe I'm doing that, but it's up against Chelsea Chandler, so yeah, I just think something tells me that Priscilla's going to come out hungry and pull the upset and take it. You know what? I'm going to change that. I'm going to put the best bet to be that the fight reaches the second round. Yeah, yeah. I think this fight would at least reach the second round, but give me Priscilla to win overall. I think she's gonna be more aggressive and she's gonna get the W here. Yeah, but the loser is probably gonna be out of the UFC. So that's gonna factor. That has to factor in both of these ladies' heads while they're scrapping here. All right. Next fight we got Bruno Silva versus Edgar Chairez. Yeah, so this fight, man, I hate when the UFC does this. They just threw this in not too long ago because when I looked at this last week, this was not on the fight card. But it's a good flyweight bout, so I'm not gonna be too mad at it. Bruno Silva, Edgar Chairez, they both come forward, they both throw down. This will be a highly contested fight. I really like both guys. They're both game. Of course, one is Mexican, one is Brazilian. This should be a good flyweight bout. The winner's gonna get rewarded. Because these two are very they're pretty good opponents for themselves. See a lot of fireworks here. I don't know. I don't know if to put the best bet is that it won't go the distance or that it'll reach second round. The way these two guys fight, this could be a first round finish. It could go the distance as well. This is tough. This is tough. Being that it's they just got added and they haven't been training for this, my best bet for this fight is that it does not go the distance. But I wouldn't be shocked if it does. This could be one that I get wrong this week. But yeah, give me I'm gonna take Edgar Chairez to win by submission in the later rounds. Yeah. Yeah, I say Edgar Chairez wins by submission, maybe decision. Yeah, give me Edgar Chairez by submission here. But I wouldn't be surprised if what scares me is that his takedown defense isn't the best, and Bruno Silva, if he gets in any kind of trouble, he's gonna take him down. And but Edgar Chairez is good when he on his back, so he's not. But still, Bruno Silva's really good on top position, so it's going to be an interesting match here, late edition. So we'll see. I'll be looking forward to seeing this. All right, next fight we got Marcus McGee versus John Yanis. Yikes. Yeah, Marcus McGee trains in the MMA lab, folks. He's 10-2. Unlike the last two, this guy does have a bright future in the UFC. Sorry, the last two before the last fight. Yeah, this guy Marcus McGee, I got high hopes for him in the UFC. He's 4-1. His only loss was a short notice decision versus Peter Yan, and that was he took Peter Yan from bell to bell. So it was late. It was late notice. I think a few days notice or a week or something like that, something crazy like that against Peter Yan. That's nothing to hang your hat on. I mean, that's nothing to feel bad about. And Giannis fought a month and a half ago. I faded him in his last fight. I faded him, and he KO'd the hometown guy in Canada, and ruined couple of my parlays. So yeah, that was a good bounce back performance by him. But yeah, I'm gonna have to fade him again here because he's going up against Marcus McGee. And I don't like those quick turnarounds. Even though he didn't take damage at all in the last fight, but still, a month and a half. This guy's I wasn't too high on him before. This is a quick turnaround for him against a great opponent like Marcus McGee. So I like Marcus McGee here. I think Giannis is he's being a company guy and he's getting paid here. to fight again in a month, in a month and a half. But he's making a big mistake. I after that big win, I would train a little more and probably not fight somebody like McGee so early. But it is what it is. He signed up. His team thinks he's ready. So let's see. Let's see what happens. But this fight is definitely not going the distance. That's going to be my best bet here. And I got McGee winning first round KO here. This is yeah. I'm living. I don't know what it is, but I might just lay heavy on this one. I haven't seen the line. If it's too high, I probably won't. But yeah, give me McGee here by first round KO. I'd be shocked if John Yanis can pull this out. All right, to round out the prelims, we got Matt Schnell versus Alessandro Costa. Yeah, keep in mind this is the Apex, folks. You know, uh, Alessandro Costa's 3-3 in the UFC. He's I would say that he's younger and smarter out of the two. He has fought better lately. Um, yeah, yeah. Out of both, he has fought better, a lot better lately. He's. I see some heavy progression coming from him. Matt Schnell's 17-10. He's a veteran. He's been around for a while. This is his 16th walk in the octagon. 1-4 in his last five. The thing with Matt Schnell is that he's never put together, for some reason, he's never put together a good streak. Um, you know, he goes for the kill. You gotta respect that. He goes for the kill. He's down to at all costs. He's gonna. I don't think he's ever had a decision win. If it does go to decision, he's probably not gonna win, just because he'll probably gas out or things just don't go right for this guy for some reason. It's a shitty fight to end the prelims, but it is what it is. Give me Alessandro Costa here by sub. Um, yeah, this is probably the last time we see Matt Schnell in the octagon, unless he can pull off a win here. But I don't like his chances. Yeah, this fight could end up in a sub. It might go the distance, but I'll say Alessandro Costa wins by sub here. But my best bet is that this fight does not go the distance. Either guy can sub each other. Um, Both guys have high potential to end the fight. I just don't see this going to the final bell. But yeah, I'm gonna have to favor Alessandro Costa here. Just from what I've seen lately from both guys, Matt Schnell has had a big decline, and I just don't see him coming up. In this catch weight bout. This guy Alessandro Costa is very explosive, and just the complete opposite career wise for both guys. So that's how I see the prelims playing out. All right, to start off the main card, we got Iwo Baranowski versus Junior Tafa. Uh, Talk about Polish power, folks. I know a lot of guys, Polish fighters. They say they have Polish power, but this guy really represents it. He's 8-0. Yeah, he's 2-0 in the UFC. Last fight, it was a wild fight. Not too long ago, it was a back and forth fight with Ivo Ruslan. Both guys rocked each other. Probably one of the best, quickest fights I've ever seen. But man, it was a show. It was a show. Hats off to both guys. Uh, yeah, I think after or before that, he made quick work of Austin Lane. This guy comes in here to do damage. Doesn't play with his food. I like that. Uh, he's legit. He's a legit contender. And Junior Tafa, uh, Junior Tafa himself had a nice KO win about a month ago. Um, But yeah, I mean, you can't test him. He has losses versus Usman. No, not that Usman, the brother. Yeah. The Lima, and I believe he lost to Tuco Turcos. Man, that's not good when you're losing to those guys like that. Out of all people, and then you got to fight this guy Ewo. Man, I don't like this for him at all. I know he feels good after not too long ago, probably a month ago, he didn't take damage at all, but yeah, he's fighting. This is way high competition for him. Um, this fight is not going the distance. These two guys in a small cage like the crappy Apex, yeah, somebody's gonna get served up here, really bad, really quick. I'm not expecting this fight to even make it to the second round. Uh, yeah, give me Ewo by KO here for sure. This guy makes both of these guys make quick work of their opponents. But yeah, Ewo's just I just see better striking. Uh, he has a better overall game. He's higher talent, and I got really high hopes for this guy. Junior Tafa is kill or be killed, and most of the time if he gets taken down, it's over. Um, yeah, he's not very well rounded. He's game, but he's not high level talent as Ewo. So yeah, it is what it is. Ewo's getting the KO here to start off the main card. And the next fight is Bryson Mitchell versus Santiago Luna. This is an interesting fight here. Santiago Luna's undefeated at 21 years old. He's 8-0. Very good Mexican prospect here. Has great hands. He's 2-0 in the UFC. Man, he clearly beat Angel Pacheco. That was a great fight. He KO'd Quang Lee in Mexico. That was a great performance also by him. This guy's on a roll. He's on a little roll here. You know, this is Bryson Mitchell's second bantamweight fight after moving down. He had an impressive win his last time out, his first bantamweight fight against Nurmagomedov. No, not that one. It's not who you're thinking. That's a flyweight guy. He beat Said Nurmagomedov. But yeah, I mean that was a good test for him to start off at bantamweight, and he passed with flying colors. Santiago has a clear path to victory here, folks. That's taking Mitchell down. Not that Mitchell's ground game sucks, but that's going to be his best bet. Sorry, no. His best bet is going to be to just take the fight to Mitchell. He's not going to want to take him down. He's just going to he's going to want to come out aggressive and just take the fight to him and not let him get in a rhythm. Is what I wanted to say. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Just try to stay upright. Santiago Luna has to stay upright and use his heavy boxing to not let Bryce Mitchell get comfortable. Can he do that? We shall see. Because in my opinion, Santiago Luna's a way better boxer than Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, but I expect Bryce Mitchell to be the bigger opponent here. He's going to come in bigger. He has more octagon experience. He's been in way more UFC fights. He's seen more. He's fought higher talent, especially at the featherweight division that's full of studs. So just for that, I'm not too sure about this fight. To be honest with you, it can go either way, but I'm gonna pick Bryce Mitchell to win by split decision. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw or if Santiago Luna wins. I do see this being a really good contested fight, and for that, the best bet here is that it reaches round 2 at the very least. All right, next fight up the card, we got Fares Siam versus Tom Nolan. Oh, this is another interesting fight here. Tom Nolan, after he was KO'd in his UFC debut, but since then he's been 4-0. Can't say he's fought the best competition, but he he's on a 4-fight win streak. He's only 25 years old, so he has a lot of room for improvement. But he is active. He's an active fighter. He's not one of those guys that comes to win on style points. He really brings it, which we all have to appreciate that. Faresiam is on a hot streak himself. And not only is he on a hot streak, but he's ranked and he's fought better competition. Of course, that's why he's ranked. But he doesn't just win. He hasn't just fought better competition. He's beat the better competition. So he's on a 6-fight win streak, as to Tom Nolan is on a 4. This is I think he has Faresiam probably has like 10 UFC fights. He's only lost his debut. I don't know, man. This fight could go either way here. He got subbed by McKinney. He did get subbed, but that's Tom Nolan's gonna have to bring it to him. McKinney's a Mr. First Round. He comes in hot, heavy loaded, and I guess Faresiam wasn't ready for that early ferociousness, but hopefully he's learned from that. I don't see Tom Nolan coming out guns blazing like he should. That's probably the clear path to victory here, is just to come out guns blazing and surprise Siam, but I don't see him doing that. I do expect a back and forth heavy exchange by both guys. This should be a very highly contested fight. It's probably gonna go bell to bell, if not somewhat close. So the best bet here is that it does go at least to round 2. But yeah, I see Faresiam having more octagon time. Has fought the better competition, so he's gonna have more control time. He's gonna use his veteran experience to just milk the clock and put Tom Nolan up against the cage, and he's gonna steal rounds. He's gonna steal rounds and probably win by decision. I don't know if it'll be unanimous or a split, but he's gonna do what he has to do to come out with the win. And unless Tom Nolan comes out guns blazing, he could do that and spoil the party. But I don't really see that happening here. I see him getting a lesson in MMA, and he'll come out better. But both guys have a bright future here. But Faresiam is on a hot streak, and he's been getting better and better. So give me him to win by decision. All right, the co-main event of the evening here is Brandon All-In Allen versus Edmund Shabazian. Brandon Allen, he's a massive talent. Trains at a great gym, Kill Cliff FC. High level, high wrestling there. He's won almost all his UFC fights. I remember he did lose to Imamov and Fluffy. So yeah, if you're losing to those guys, that means to beat Allen, you're gonna have to either stuff a heavy load of takedowns, or you're gonna have to out wrestle this guy straight up. That's it. Stuff takedowns and out wrestle him and break his will. But he did shock the MMA community by beating RDR the last time out. A lot of people had RDR winning last year, and Brandon Allen spoiled the party there for everybody. But yeah, after that fight, he was asking for a title fight after that win. Slow your roll, Mr. Allen. I mean, that's before that. He had lost back-to-back fights. You can't just Can't just beat a guy like RDR who's not hasn't really been proven and expect to get a title fight. Got to do a little bit more than that in the UFC. Uh, so now he's up against Edmund Shabazian. Edmund Shabazian, folks, is a big time wild card. Uh, they both these guys have lost to the same guys, so they have similar losses. Um, both lost to Fluffy and Imavov. So what that tells me is that these guys are on the same level. They're not elite talent, but they're not at the bottom either. So this is gonna benefit the winner here. This fight's really, really important for both of these guys. Um, Brandon Allen's ranked number 4, so it'd be more important if it'd be a bigger win for Edmund Shabazian here if he can pull it off. But yeah, both of these guys are not elite level yet. Not until they show us that they have what it takes to beat the guys at the top. And yeah, but Edmund Shabazian is on a 3-fight win streak. I'm just worried that Brandon Allen is gonna incorporate heavy grappling, and I think that's gonna be really big here, because Edmund Shabazian is a totally different fighter after the first round. Yeah, I don't know, completely different fighter. That's why I think the first round is going to be very interesting to see what Edmund can do. He'll probably clip him. He's probably going to clip Allen at some point in the first round if he doesn't get taken down. But eventually, I think Allen will settle in and take over and just do what he does. When Allen takes him down, Shabazian just doesn't have the gas tank to put up with his wrestling. But the best bet here is that this fight does not go the distance. Either one of these guys could get ended. Yeah, most likely it's going to be a Shabazian KO or a Brandon Allen sub. But anything can happen. This is the UFC. I'm just, best bet here is that this fight does not go the distance. But I'm going to say that Brandon Allen wins here, late sub. I think he's going to get clipped in the first round, but he's going to tough it out. And slowly but surely, he's going to break Edmund's will. And yeah, when the gas tank is done, you don't want to be with a wrestler when you're running out of gas, man. That's just that's a quick way to end your night. Yeah, give me Brandon Allen to win by sub, then he can see if he's ready for the strap, to fight for the strap next. All right. If you haven't yet, guys, hit that like, subscribe to your boy. Let me help you out here. Help me help you each and every week that there's a fight. All right. The main event, we got Belal, remember the name, Muhammad, ex-champ. Couldn't defend it, but he did become champ. And then he's fighting Gabriel Bonfim, ranked 11. Belal's ranked number 5. Yeah, Belal at this point, he wants to get back. He wants to get back to the belt. But let's call it what it is, man. This is a main event card in the Crapex. Yeah. He's coming off 2 straight L's. Belal Muhammad is. But before that, he did win 10 straight, to his credit. He lost to JDM, and he lost to Ian, who put on a masterpiece against him. A clinic of how to beat him. After he was claiming that he had the best hands and all that, best boxing, but boxing is more than hands. You got to have footwork. You got to keep up with it. So, yeah, 2 straight L's. His back's against the wall. He really, really needs this win. Before that, he had won 10 straight, so he was on a hell of a streak there. Then we got Gabriel Bonfim, who has to be excited here. This win will put him in line. It'll put him up there it'll put him probably next or probably one fight away. If he can have a couple impressive wins here, he won't be denied. But he's 19-1, great record, 6-1 in the UFC. I think his only loss was if he got KO'd by Dalby. But yeah, if I remember that fight, I think Gabriel Bonfim did win round one versus Dalby. He just got caught in round two. It happens. It happens. But this guy's really good. He's really dangerous. Two very similar stats here. The problem is Bonfim looks to finish the fights, and Belal doesn't. All right, so you're telling me, why is that a problem? If he's probably gonna win if he looks to finish and Belal doesn't. Belal doesn't mind leaving it up to the judges as the other guy does. But the problem is, folks, Gabriel Bonfim has never been to the championship rounds, and this is a 5-round fight. So, that being said, I don't know how he's going to fare with the constant grappling attack of Belal Muhammad. He has, in his last 2 fights, he hasn't been himself. So, what do I think he's going to do? He's going to go back to his old self, what got him the 10 straight wins. It wasn't his boxing. It was his aggressive takedown, his aggressive wrestling attack. And eventually he's gonna use that when he feels that he gets in trouble. He's gonna have to go to that, since he's a smaller guy here. He's gonna go back to his winning ways and what gets him the wins, and that's the takedown. And yeah, I mean, he's not gonna be all that flashy. He's not impressive to look at while he fights, but with 2 L's in a row, he's gonna do what he has to do to win. So I do see this fight going pretty deep to at least the 3rd or 4th round. It'll probably go the distance, to be honest with you. So the best bet here is that this fight does at least reach the 2nd round. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't see either guy pulling off the victory here. If Belal feels any sense of danger, he's gonna resort to his wrestling, and then I don't know how Bonfim is gonna react to that. So I think he's gonna hold him. He's gonna have more control most of the fight, and that, I think, will get him the victory. So give me Belal by decision here to end the night. Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be a very flashy card, but we got to put up with it in order to get through for all the mayhem we're going to witness next week. Hopefully, yeah, it is what it is. It's the Crapex. It's there. It's still around. Sorry, guys, but it is what it is. Let's see. Let's see how this card turns out. Good luck to you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.